I think this anime of rom-com does a really good job of handling Haru. I think Haru, for me personally, is a really good character. And I'm gonna explain why. For me personally, maybe it's different for you. I think Haru and Akarin are my two favorite characters in the entire show. Then that's because I love Tsunderegler and I love tomboys. Like I think Haru does an extraordinarily good job of having that tomboy classic cliche. Like I think it does. She does really a good job of having that role, and to see her being so buddy buddy with EU here, and to see her constantly tease EU, it was just so sweet, and the fact that she is so close with EU, it was just so like these two couldn't imagine doing something like EU. They would have to have. They don't have that kind of courage. Like the fact that they couldn't even go to the festival, let alone do something like this. Like it's not that easy for them to casually walk up into EU and be that close, especially this part right here. There is no way they would do that with EU. Absolutely not. Like they would die of embarrassment and shame. And it was just so interesting seeing how the full group is finally together. It took 9 episodes, but the full group is finally together. Even though technically, I guess Runako wasn't really in the episode that much, or in general, really. In the past 9 episodes, she hasn't necessarily been in a whole lot of episodes to begin with. Like the most I can remember, and of course I have terrible memory, so take it with a grain of salt. But the most I remember is them going to the beach, and her and EU going to the park. Oh, and of course the bath scene. The bath scene was pretty funny. But Runiko, she does have a little bit less of a role than the rest of the cast here. But I don't necessarily mind that. I don't necessarily find that to be a big complaint. But I just find it funny how Haru, I think, already does a better job than Akarin. Not Akarin. She already does a better job than Ruko. But the fact that she straight up spread rumors that they're a couple, straight up, like the fact that these people are under the belief that EU is dating all of them, and when that rumor gets spread, Akarin takes a huge, hard damn. She does not fuck with that whatsoever. Like I love Akarin so much. I think Akarin is such a fascinating character. Like that back and forth between being very sweet and being very angry. It's just very interesting to see the roller coaster of emotions that she could be in. I do really like. I just love the unpredictability. I think the unpredictability makes the show a lot more entertaining than it is. Like the unpredictability is so interesting to me. Like the fact that she is like absolutely staring into your soul right here. I think Awkward right here is just so she adds the comedy in the show. She adds the just for me personally, the enjoyment of the show. Like she is the bread and butter of the show for me personally, and of course Haru. She's more for me. I think in my eyes, maybe it's different for you. She's more of an emotional character, which again I don't mind that because she's a little bit more serious than someone like Akron who cannot handle her emotions. So it makes it interesting with someone like Akron, where she could be all over the place and she cannot express her feelings. Like I love Akron, and it comes to a point where they basically EU have to address the rumors head on and find out who's doing it. And of course, it's Haru here. Haru, it was just so interesting seeing how Haru is such a jokester. Like the fact that she is so cute. The fact that she goes out of her way to try to be so friendly, to be so close to EU, even though they haven't seen each other in so long. Like it's so sweet to me. Like it was just so sweet. like she is so casual with like that look right there. It's just so sweet to me. Like I do think Haru right here, like again, she's going to be the second bread and butter for me personally. I want you to let me know what you think of Haru in general, but I think Haru is very fun. Like truly, I do. I do think Haru is really interesting. Like the fact that she tries so hard to tease EU. She tries so hard, even though EU now knows that she is not a guy, she is a girl. It's the fact that she still uses it to her advantage and tries to tease them. Like I really do appreciate that Haru tried to go on the offense here. She really goes on the offense the entire episode. I'm surprised she does not have any reservations between being close to Edu here. She did not have any shyness to her, any just timidness. She just aggressive right off the bat, like straight up pressing Edu like this. It was just so funny to me, and I love just she's such a troll. Like she really is such a troll to the point where she still had the same mindset as she did when she was a child. She forces EU to do some basketball. Like the fact that EU is like flustered here, thinking something's going to happen, but it just a game of basketball here. And I gotta say, this woman right here schooled her in basketball. Straight up. Straight up just school him. Like the fact that I can't believe this, but the fact that EU was focusing on this, even though they're in a intense game of basketball here, like the fact that he couldn't even get a single basket, like what we doing? Like the fact that she straight up annihilated this man. Like I did think this anime was pretty. This scene was pretty sweet on how Haru's still the same even as a child. It was just so very sweet on how she just straight up just again she just straight up teases this man the entire episode for the most part. And it was just very interesting to see on how EU is getting press about his feelings about Akarin, Runako, and oh my god, Shio. And it's really hard for him to admit it, and it comes to a point where oh my lord, where she forces him to go into a competition, and the competition is basically a laughing joke, and they make it seem so serious, but it comes to a point where it's literally just pulling faces. Like really, like again, I just appreciate how they are still the same even after all this time. Even after all this time, they're still just best friends. And it was just so cute to me seeing how even after all of that, EU still admits it. EU still admits, even though EU won, she didn't even have to tell. She didn't even have to tell. Oh my! She didn't even have to tell him. He didn't even have to tell her. She didn't even have to tell her. The fact that she straight up admits that she does have feelings. It is crazy to me how there is development of some sort. There is some type of development. And again, it's the fact that she still teases him about it, and it not only comes to a point that she teases him, it's the fact that he tried to be his wingman here, and I'm just gonna say that operation failed, and I'm gonna tell you why. The fact that straight up, the fact that he straight up just addresses the elephant in the room here. Now, I imagine they're not going to actually address the matter. I imagine they're not actually going to be honest with you. I would be very, 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 very shocked. I would be pleasantly surprised, but I don't think they will because this is a rom com. So I imagine they're going to uh change the subject, or something is going to interrupt them, or not, or at the very least, they're going to talk about it but not with EU in the same room. I imagine they're all going to know, but EU won't know. I imagine that's probably going to happen. But regardless, though, I think this episode was really fun. Truly, I really do love Haru a lot. We got like 3 episodes left, so I'm very curious what they're going to do with these last 3 episodes. I think what we have here is pretty decent. I wouldn't say it's the best rom com anime. I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't say it's like amazing or whatever. Or but for what it is, it's not that bad. I don't think so. Let me know what you think of the anime personally. But regardless, with that being said, I'll see you guys on the next one.